this your computer lab now or something?
Kind of. We were only using this for one class a semester, and so we're gonna make more use of it. Yeah. We're eventually gonna probably teach more courses in this format, but I'm the only one doing it right now. So.
So is that going to be this spring or something?
No, it's gonna be permanent. We're just getting started.
Oh.
Yeah, I did one like this last time, but I did it just for my office. But we're gonna give the option. People want to attend, the actual classroom.
I like that.
Yeah.
What they need to do is make this clinic say Sam/CC 129 instead of online.
Right. They don't have a good code for our course yet because it's new, so they should be able to.
That's my only problem with this. It's like, it's clearly online. Oh, it asks like us no.
Yeah.
It says,
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that one. And if our severe weather, we can just watch this. Sure.
Yeah.
No, seriously, now, I wonder if people are going to take advantage of this.
Well, it filled up pretty quick, so.
And it's only class with you unless I can get notes I can get into high school concurrent class. How that's going to happen. All right. This is fast. Get out of here, fast. How did I get out of that? I wonder why the multimedia digital design professors don't use this room.
I don't know.
Very interesting. Oh, yeah, because we have a bunch of desks around here. Oh, that's under. Oh, look at that.
All right. Hello, everybody. So what I am going to do today is to walk you through the course. This is English 1213. My name is Dr. Caliendo. And this particular class is a Zoom course, which means that you have the option of attending here on campus. A couple of your classmates are here this morning. You can attend live through Zoom, or you can watch the recording later. And I'm going to go through, kind of all of those options and how those will differ in terms of your classroom experience. But I wanted to start by walking you through our Canvas page and our syllabus, to give you a good sense of how this course will be structured and organized. So on the Canvas page, the syllabus tab to the left, you get a course description there. And this is the second in a 2-course sequence for composition. So many of you are coming directly from Comp 1, or you've taken equivalent testing that demonstrates the proficiency to be in the course. It's a course focused on argumentation. So we're going to work on extended arguments over the course of the semester. We have a few major projects, and we work through them and build them more or less systematically as we go along. And I have on here my information as well. I am in the Communications Center, which is in the Huderberg Center here on Rose State. So it's across Peterburg Drive from the main campus. Looks like a big concert hall. And we have classrooms that are on the, I guess that would be the north side of the building. And you can enter there. And my office is 133C. So they've updated a lot of the signage, so you should be able to find me. If not, I do have my phone number listed here and my email address as well. Excuse me. And my office hours are Monday, Wednesday, 9 to 11, and 2 to 3, Tuesday, Thursday, 2:30 to 5. And looking at that, I need to actually update that because obviously this class meets during that during part of that time. But I will get that changed. So this class, I chose this time. It just I have no way of knowing what other classes people have or their work obligations. But the whole point of Zoom is for its flexibility, so that you can attend, you can watch it later, you can participate, from your house, from anywhere, and all of those are going to give you the same amount of participation credit and access to the course. So I do take attendance, and if you're not here, if you're not attending as the Zoom meeting as it's going on, you still can get credit for attendance. All you have to do is watch the recording. And I'm going to have an announcement posted that walks you through viewing those. And the only reason I delayed that is because I had been using YouTube for this, but there's a plugin for Canvas that I think might facilitate this a little better, because it's going to show that you watch the video automatically, and that will be really helpful for tracking attendance rather than liking it on YouTube or something like that. So I will have that up today with some instructions on how to view that. And okay, so other parts of the syllabus. The textbook information. The textbook that we're using is called the Practice Writer. I wrote this book for Rose State College with this course in mind. So it's built around our course. It has samples that are the same kinds of projects that we're going to work on, and I provide that book for you online. So you don't actually have to purchase it. The bookstore does have paper copies if you want one. They were around $20. It's not necessary to buy that unless you just like to have that physical book in your hand. And I do, certainly as kind of a literary person, I can relate to that. But it's all the whole book is in the class, and I even break it up into chapters that you can easily get to. I have other assigned readings as well. Those are all built into Canvas too. So there's no textbook costs for this course. As far as class computer usage goes, it sort of goes without saying that if you're going to participate in the course through Zoom, that you want to have some computer proficiency. Now, you also can participate in Zoom through your phone. There's a free app for that you can download, set up an account for free, and that certainly would work. Canvas works pretty well on all electronic devices too. For typing essays, you're going to definitely want a computer. We have labs on campus, and that could assist with that, or if you have your own laptop, of course. Now, this course, the course Rationale, I'm going to read through that. I'm not going to read the whole syllabus to you, but I want to focus on this for a minute. English Composition 2 furthers the critical thinking and analytical skills developed in English Composition 1. Through more extensive research and analysis of written visual text, students will write more complex and sustained arguments using appropriate documentation styles. Composition 2 prepares students for writing and communication necessary for all academic and other rhetorical situations, and prepares them to continue independent learning. Okay, so what I want to focus on there, think back to Comp 1. When you wrote essays in Comp 1, you would have an essay of maybe 4 or 5 pages, probably, with maybe 3 sources, 4 sources, something like that. Well, in this course, we are going to start with an essay like that, but we're writing it in preparation for a major research project that is going to be around 10 pages and is going to use 8 to 12 sources. So the entire approach to an essay that's that much longer is different because it's more centered on research. And rather than just developing an idea, finding a few sources to support it, the idea itself in this course is going to grow out of that research. So you're going to read and prepare, develop some knowledge about a topic, build your research from your sources, meaning that you start to look at who the sources you're looking at are citing themselves and what those can do to develop your ideas. So that is a different kind of process, and it much more closely aligns with academic writing and publication that you would see. No one really publishes 3 to 5 page essays in anything. But when you start talking about 10 page, 12 page, 15 page, like with more comprehensive reference lists, that's a closer approximation to what professional academic writing is all about. And that's the experience you'll have through this course. So I have course objectives here. I'm not going to read through all of those, but course objectives are not themselves part of the grade, but that's what we'll achieve through the course. The grade itself is broken down below that. And you can see that out of these 100 percentage points broken up into several different assignments, we have a short essay that's worth 25%. A research proposal, that's for the longer paper. You're proposing what you're going to write about. That's 5%. An annotated bibliography is essentially it's a reference list that has descriptive paragraphs with it. So you're going to describe all of your sources through that. And you then have the formal argument essay. That's the major project, worth 30%. We do have discussion activities in this course and online quizzes. And then there's a final exam. The final exam is a departmental exam. If you took English 11-13, it's similar to that in format. You'll attend class or take it in the testing center. You'll have 2 hours, and you'll write an in-class essay in response to a prompt. Now, in this case, the difference is you're actually going to do some research in preparation for the final. You'll bring that research with you and write it based on your own perspective. So you're not answering an essay question, but you're developing your own topic, writing that essay in that exam setting. Last day to withdraw, April 20th. Final exam schedule. I listed the entire schedule because this is a Zoom course. I'm using the same approach I do in online courses where you can take the exam in the testing center. I will have a time for us to take it here as well if you want to take it on campus, but I leave that up to you. This course, you really need to make sure that you're logging in regularly. You're participating through Canvas because that really is where the bulk of the instruction happens. It's where my lectures are hosted. It's where your quizzes and discussion boards are found. It's where you'll turn your essays in. So you should be logging into Canvas several times per week. Your essays, they should be typed. They are going to be in MLA format. I would allow you to use APA if you wish to do so. My instruction is going to be in MLA, but if you know APA, if it's your style of your discipline, I'm perfectly fine with you using that as well. But just one or the other. I have information here about the online writing lab. That's in room 137 in the humanities building. Should note that. And then online tutoring, we do have a subscription to the service tutor.com. You can access that on the left side of the toolbar, and as long as you click on that link through Canvas, rather than going to the site independently, you're not going to be charged for those sessions. So you'll have a number of hours per week that you get as part of your enrollment here at Rose State. And let's see. Okay, so attendance, like I said, I do track attendance, and to get credit for attending, you need to make sure to either attend class or attend through Zoom or watch the video. All three of those are equivalent to each other, but that participation is tracked. I do keep track of that. And let's see. There's some information here about that are some general campus policies, but I do want to highlight our accommodation services. So if you need any sort of accommodation to participate in the course, you can visit the Learning Resource Center, room 106. I have their phone number listed as well. So you make those arrangements with them. They contact me, and we take care of that. Since we will be participating in discussion boards, I do have some policies on, called Netiquette for how you should behave to your classmates. Essentially, be considerate and respectful. It's fine to disagree about issues. It's fine to disagree about anything, but you just want to make sure that that you're respecting your classmates, and these are meant to be constructive exchanges. And at the bottom of the syllabus, there are links to our graded work. So, just be sure that you're checking in on that. The quizzes are listed there. You'll see that for Sunday, January 26th, you have a quiz over Chapter 1 and a quiz over the story Araby. We'll be discussing, we only meet once this week because of the semester start, but we'll be discussing Araby on Monday. But you do have a quiz that you should take over that. So on the home page, you'll notice that the course is organized by week. I have some start here information that you should look through, just about Zoom and about how to earn your grade and so on. But below that, the course is structured by week, and you'll see that week 1, I have a link to the assigned reading, the short story Araby by James Joyce, and then Chapter 1 as well. So you would read the story. So you can read that story here, and then you take the quiz over Araby. The quizzes are open book, so you can have the story open as you take them. They're not just testing your memory. They're just engagement with the text. And then I also have Chapter 1 of the textbook that you can follow there. So you can have that open, and then you'll have the Chapter 1 quiz. All of this, since you're enrolled in the course, all of the due dates also do show up on your calendar. If we click on my calendar, you're gonna see like a ton of stuff there because I teach so many courses. But oh well, this one only lists stuff for our class. That's good. So the calendar feature is going to let you know when we're meeting for class. You have a link to the Zoom links there, and then the due dates. My assignments are always due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. So you don't turn in work really during the class session, but instead it will be during those times. So now we do not have a discussion board in week 1, but we will have one in week 2. So quizzes and discussions, other than the essays, those are the weekly graded assignments that we do. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep up with that. I'll have some reminders there. I do accept late work. There's a late penalty of 10% per day. So you forget to take a quiz on a Sunday night, you take it that Monday, you'll get credit for it. It'll just deduct 10% from your grade. So they're open all week, and you can even take them early. So make sure that you're mindful of those quiz due dates. The first essay that we're going to work on in that week 1 folder, you can see the short essay criteria, and we're going to start developing a topic for this starting next time. And so that's something that I would recommend that you review. And the focus is pretty broad: social issues, problems. You're going to develop a topic on a social issue and a problem that's important to you, and it needs to be a social issue that has what I would call a common ground solution. So if it's something that you are passionate about, that you're kind of firmly entrenched in your view, and you're not really able to see the other side of the issue, that might not be the best topic. But if it's something where you can see kind of the potential for common ground, then that would be maybe a better topic. So here's an example. The state, there's a proposal by the state to ban the sale of soy milk or almond milk or any milk that doesn't come from a hooved animal. And they're not really banning it as a product, but they're banning the labeling so that you couldn't call it milk. Like you can't say soy milk, right? Well, all right. So you see that topic, and it's like people are going to say, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Who cares? Or people are going to say that it is something that maybe could help dairy farmers. It's more accurate to say that it's soy extract or something like that. It's not really, it doesn't fit the definition of milk, strictly speaking. So you would have people who disagree on that. You might have people who say that it's an example of kind of government intrusion upon the free market, and they don't like it for that reason. So it's a topic that has a range of different possibilities, and then so you would decide, well, what is it that I believe about this? That we shouldn't force companies to relabel things, but that you could say that maybe in their labeling there are some changes that they could make or whatever. But the point is that it's a topic where you're not so locked into your view that you can't possibly see the other side. You can argue for your position and say, I do think that it's important to promote our dairy farmers, or whatever you want to say, but you develop a perspective that tries to find a common ground solution. Maybe we don't need this law. Maybe we could do something else. That's kind of how that works. However, if you're writing about gun rights or reproductive rights or abortion, like things like that, and you're so fixed on your view that there's no common ground that you can see, it's not going to be a good topic. So topic selection for this essay is really important, and you need to find something where you have a clear belief that you can support through research, but that you also can reach out to opposing views and find some kind of common ground with them. And we'll talk more about that process. But this is a stage where, through classwork, we're going to be working on developing topics, but you can go ahead and get started thinking about that. The assignment itself the due date for that is going to be March 1st. So we're working, we've got a while to work on that. And we will have some rough draft opportunities and things like that. But, you just want to keep that in mind. All right. So that is a kind of a quick summary of the course and its structure. You'll be able to keep track of your grades on here. You can follow the tabs to get to Zoom. If you use Google Drive or anything like that, I do link to that in the course too. So the course design certainly facilitates that. And at this time, I do have a couple of participants here. Caleb and Daisy, did you have any questions about the course?
No.
Okay.
Sorry I'm late. I woke up late. Sorry.
No problem. So this session was recorded, so you can go back and watch the sections that you may have missed. But the way I'm typically going to structure this, we'll have the Zoom portion of the course. Usually won't take the entire hour and 15 minutes. Then I'll have class activities that I'll have everyone working on, so this will conclude the Zoom portion. The only things that are due this week are the 2 quizzes. So the quiz over Araby, the quiz over Chapter 1. Those are in the week 1 folder. So just make sure that you complete those by Sunday. And I will have an announcement up previewing our next week's activities, but we'll be discussing Araby, Chapter 1, and a couple other stories next week as well. So thank you for your attendance. I'm still going to be here, but I'm going to shut off the recording, and I will see you all on Monday.